I'm going to be talking about how I passed the NCLEX in 8 or 5 questions. Hi guys, how are we all doing today? My name is Shay Abigail. I am a registered nurse based in Boston, Massachusetts. I recently became a registered nurse. If you're new to my YouTube channel, hi guys, welcome. I hope you stay for a while. I usually post nursing videos. I post what helped me throughout nursing school. So feel free to check on my old videos and expect new videos about being a new grad nurse, about being a new nurse, my experiences and whatsoever. I'll be sharing it on here. So make sure you stay and that you're subscribed. Let's all make sure that we subscribe and hit our notification bell so you can get notified when I post. Thank you so much, guys. So without further ado, let's move into today's is it Adele or Odell? I don't even know. Just take it. Anything you see, any English you hear, just take it. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to move into today's video. I'm going to be talking about how I passed the NCLEX in 8 or 5 questions. So this is my most requested video. But it is my most requested video. And I'm going to be sharing some of the tips and tricks that helped me. So I graduated in December and I didn't start studying until January because I wanted to take that time off, right? So I started studying in January off and on. I scheduled my exam for March because I couldn't find any earlier dates. I scheduled it for March. So I wanted to keep my studying as simple as possible, as easy as possible, and as condensed as possible because I didn't want to overwhelm myself with so much studying. So I used just 2 resources. I used the Mackay Note. I used the Mackay Audio from Spotify. I used Archer. So it was mostly Mackay and Archer that I used. So I started off listening to Mackay's lectures on Spotify. And this, I started off listening to Mackay lectures. I would just listen to it like maybe just when I'm driving. I didn't really honestly I didn't pay too much attention to it because I'm like I honestly didn't have motivation to study because I was like, I'm done with school, I can't believe I have to write an exam. So I was kind of dragging it, but I would just okay, I know what to do. So I would just play his lectures in the car and just mindlessly listen. I wouldn't really listen, but I just put it there just to fulfill our righteousness. Then I first started listening to his lectures just to give me, a little bit of knowledge to help me remember some things, and it was very helpful. So the good thing about my K lectures is that it gives you tricks to help you remember the materials. It would tell you something like potassium. How do you know the signs and symptoms of potassium? If it's hyperkalemia, it's going to be the same thing as the suffix. Everything is going to be high. If it's hypo, just like the prefix, everything will be low. It will give you tips and tricks like that to help you remember the material. And that was what really helped me, even for the exam itself. So honestly, that's my uncle, by the way. But yeah, he is the only girl. He is everything. Please make sure you stick to him, okay? My K lectures helped me. Then after doing my K lectures, I bought my Archer, and then I started using Archer. So what I did was with Archer, I started doing the questions at first. When I started doing the questions, I wanted to do the questions first, and I'm saying these things that helped me that I did. I'm not saying that you have to do the same thing. I'm saying those are the things I did. That was my thought process while I was studying. So what I did was I started doing the questions first because I wanted to gauge myself and I wanted to see where I was. I wanted to see what I knew and what I didn't know. Most of them, when I would answer, I wasn't too sure. But at the end of the exam, it's going to tell me. So this is the thing with Archer. Archer gives you a grading when you do the assessment. It gives you very high, or it gives you high chance of passing, very high chance of passing, or it gives you I think it's satisfactory in the middle. What's it called? I forget what it's called. And then it gives you borderline. And then honestly, please forgive me. I don't really remember. But it gives you a high chance of passing, very high. And then if you get 4 very highs, that means you're definitely going to pass the NCLEX. and then, you know, like it grades you on how you do. So every time I would do my questions, I would always get a very high chance of passing without studying. Mind you, I haven't started studying. So I was confused, and that made me feel like, I don't need to study, like I'm getting very high anyways. But I knew that was a trick from the devil. I needed to study. So I turned into Mark K's note. I like his notes because it's divided by topics, and it's divided by, I think he has some pictures in it, and he has things that can help you remember. So sometimes I would listen to his lectures and look at his notes together. From his notes, I would make my own notes. I would read it and then break it down in my own sense and then write it in my own way. When I was working, going to the car, doing whatever I did, I was always listening to his lectures, because you need to know the kind of learner you are. I'm an auditory learner, I'm a visual learner. So listening would make me remember. So I would always listen to his lectures and then read his notes. I did that. So with HR, I kept doing the questions. So with HR, you can either do the assessment or you can do the CAT assessment. So the CAT assessment is exactly, it mimics the NCLEX, what the NCLEX is supposed to look like, right? So you're going to find out the score at the end, and it's going to tell you pass or fail. So I would do the CAT because it's going to grade you how the NCLEX grades you. So I would do the CAT, and then after doing the CAT, you to give me pass. After doing it, you give me pass. But there was this one time where I got a fail. It was like 2 weeks to my exam. I got a fail after doing the CAT exam, and oof, trust me, that drained me, because I'm like, what did I do wrong? These questions are so easy. I got them correctly. But it gave me up until 150 questions. So mind you, the CAT can get up to 150 questions. It doesn't just stop at 85 questions. So it gave me up until 150 questions. I did it, and then I still failed. I don't accept failure very well. So I sent an email to HR. I'm like, why did I fail? And then they were like, sorry, but I'm like, no. But yeah, I felt ill after that, because I'm like, I'm going to fail. Now that I have failed this, I'm going to fail. My exam is near. But honestly, don't pay attention to all those things. Just make sure that you are taking in knowledge, you're studying, you're using my K. And sometimes you might fail, sometimes you might pass, but they don't determine your exam solely. Like, that's not the only thing that determines whether you pass or not. I really liked HR because it gives you videos at the end. It cuts it down and explains it properly. This video is not sponsored. I wish it was, though. HR, sponsor your girl. But anyways, it cuts it down for you. And then another good thing with HR is that it has video section. So I used the video section to review materials that I might have forgotten. So materials that were hard for me in nursing school, like pediatrics and maternity, I focused on those. I watched the videos on Archer because they have a video section. Archer also has this thing where it can help you plan your like it will give you a date of your, like you put in the date of your exam, and then it will plan it out for you. Like, on this day you should study and then do the CAT exam, and then you should take a break, and it's going to like give you a study guide. That's helpful if you're having a hard time organizing yourself. For me, it didn't really help me because I'm a very on the go person. I don't have the time to sit down and like look through a timetable. I study when I can, every chance that I got. So there's my takeaway. Make sure you're doing all the practice questions on Archer. You don't have to finish it, but for the most part, do most of it. Okay, read the rationales. Read the rationales when you're done. Even when you pass the question, make sure you read the rationale, because sometimes you might just get like fortunate or you just guessed. So make sure you read the rationales. That was one thing that helped me with passing the NCLEX. I read the rationales even when I passed the question, because I wanted to think the way they think. So, for example, you might get a question, blah, 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 and then you're like, okay, I'm going to answer it this way. And then when you read the rationale, you're like, wow, oh my God, that's exactly what the rationale said. That's what makes me so happy, because, you know, sometimes you might be thinking, okay, I'll think of this, I'll think of that, and then you still get the right answer, but you thought of it wrongly. So that is why it is important to read rationales, so you can think how they want you to think. Another thing that helped me was that I developed strategies for myself. I'm not going to know everything. That was one thing I reassured myself before going into the exam. But what can I do when I don't know a question? Best thing I can do, and also Archer is exactly just like the NCLEX. Best thing I can do is where I see a question that says this, that, and then I see the options, and then 3 of the options look alike, and only one option is odd. Trust me, the odd option is the answer. The odd option is always the answer when every options look alike. So I use all of those tricks. I focus mostly on my questions, and then after, when I'm not too sure, I go back and watch videos on Archer. I was doing that, and then also doing my care lectures and doing my care videos back and forth until the day of my exam. So I hope someone finds this helpful. That's pretty much all I did. I studied for like 2 months, February, March. Yeah, I took it like beginning of March, second week in March. So I studied for like 2 months. Definitely take your time and look at what works best for you. And I hope somebody finds this helpful. I'm trying to keep this video as short and sweet and simple as possible. But I hope someone finds this video really helpful. Thank you for watching, and make sure that you're subscribed, because I promise you guys more content are coming. Alright then guys, it's your girl, it's Abigail aka Jollof Nurse, signing out.